Raine, and I am back, and I am bold and colorful, and yes, I am loving this look right now. I decided to go ahead and play with some Juvia's Place palettes. They actually reached out to me, and it was I was excited. You know why? Because they released the Saharan 2 palette, and I'm on a no buy, so I'm like, I'm not gonna buy it, but that's okay. You know, I'll hold off. I have all the other palettes. It's fine. And they actually reached out to me. One of the people from their PR team reached out to me and said, hey, we want to send you some stuff. And they're like, what do you have so we can send you a care package? I'm like, actually, I have every palette, even the blush palettes. I just don't have the latest one. And so they sent this to me, and I am happy to try it out. This guy is their newest release. It has 9 shades. I actually prefer when their palettes are in this smaller packaging. It just makes it a little bit more user-friendly. I even went ahead and got the, which palette was that? Oh my god. It's the Masquerade palette. I even went ahead and got it in the smaller size because if you remember, I had the large one. I just couldn't, so I got the smaller size. I'd also gotten this Zulu palette by Juvia's. This is also one of their more recent palettes. I'd gotten this a couple of months ago, so this one has really beautiful shades as well. So I incorporated this one and the Saharan 2 as well as one of their blush palettes. And I decided to incorporate another black owned brand, so I have a colored Raine lip color on my lips and my Fenty Glow lip gloss. I don't know who wants to argue whether or not Fenty Beauty is black owned. Rihanna owns it. I know she's under the Kendo umbrella. I'm like, I don't know how y'all want to play it, but I'm celebrating my girl, so therefore I had that on my lips. So enough of that blabbing. If you want to see how I accomplish this fun, bold, colorful look, then stay tuned and I'll talk to you soon. Alright guys, so as usual, I'm starting off with a clean, freshly washed face, and I am feeling a little bit dry right now, and we're about to have a whole event, so I'm gonna go in with a little bit of moisturizer. This is actually from Fresh. They sent this to me to try out. It's their Rose Deep Hydration Face Cream. Now, it's for normal and dry skin, not for my oily skin, but it's the winter time, and as usual, when I wash my face, right here starts to get very dry and tight, and it even gets textured. So I'm just going to apply that right there. We're not going to apply it anywhere else because we don't want to get overly dewy. This actually smells nice. I wanted to try this out to see if I really like it, or I'll just pass it on to my mom if it's too hydrating. So now I'm going to grab my eyeshadow primer. This is the Urban Decay eyeshadow potion. This is the shade Freebase. It's just their pure white eyeshadow primer. And like I said, I had already outlined my brows with my concealer, which is my Urban Decay concealer as usual. So I'm just going straight in with my eyeshadow primer. I'm using a white eyeshadow primer today because we're going in with very bright, colorful shades. So I really want them to stand out, so that's what we're gonna do. And I really like the Urban Decay eyeshadow primers as well as the Smashbox versions. The Smashbox white primer is a little bit less pigmented, so it won't stand out as much as the Urban Decay does on the lids. And to me, it's a little bit more hydrating. The Urban Decay one is a little bit dry. Now we are going in with very bright shades, but I do want to have a transition color down. So I'm buffing my Sugar Pill heart-shaped cookie in the crease. This is just a matte light beige color, and I'm just using windshield wiper motions to buff that in the crease. That's gonna work as our transition blend-in shade, so this colors won't stick too much in this brow bone area. Now we're gonna start out with the Zulu palette from Juvia's Place. This guy has a ton of beautiful, colorful shades in it, as you can see. And the very first shade I'm going to grab is the bright yellow. Now this is a really bright sunshine yellow, but I haven't used it before, so I'm not too sure how it will show up. And I'm picking it up on the same brush that we used in the crease. And it does come off pretty light, so it's more like a lemon yellow on my skin tone. And you do have to pick up quite a lot to get that color payoff. But I'm just using this as kind of a peekaboo shade, so it's going to show up as a halo around the other shade, so it doesn't have to really be bold and pigmented. Now let's go ahead and grab the orange shade in the palette. And I'm grabbing this on a smaller brush. This is a J5523 brush from Hakuhodo. And this color is a little bit looser, so it picks up a lot of color. So I have to be careful with this color payoff, because again, we don't want it to overwhelm the look. We kind of want it to be a peekaboo shade. So I'm kind of trying to apply this a little bit lower on the crease than that yellow, so the yellow still peeks out. So just be careful, use a smaller brush and more precise motions to keep that color just in that crease line. Now that is quite a lot, so I'm gonna go in with the clean brush and just go around the edge so that our yellow is still nice and blended and the orange isn't overtaking everything. So I'm just lightly doing buffing motions to blend the colors together. So now we're going big or going home. This is the Saharan 2 palette, also from Juvia's place. This one has some intense shades. These shades right here are, yeah, they're about to get laid in my crease. So I'm gonna start out with this deep burnt orange shade. I'm grabbing the tiniest bit on a Smith Cosmetics 230 brush. This is a very small blending brush. You see, I picked up just a little and I'm already getting a lot of color from it. And what I'm doing with this shade is right in the outer crease. I'm doing back and forth, light motions to deposit the color, but I'm not trying to blend it out too much because, like I said, it's a really intense shade. I'm almost trying to concentrate it just on that outer lid and outer crease, barely going into the brow bone space. So leave it very low in the crease, very low on the lid, and create kind of a circular shape on that outer V. If we want to create more of a sharp line, we can do that later. And then I'm going to take it also on that inner lid, just a little bit. And I'm telling you, this shade is really pigmented. So just a little bit at a time to make sure I have control of the color and it doesn't get away from me and turn everything bold orange. So clean off the brush, go around the edge of the color. You should keep cleaning off the brush because this is an intense color. So I'm like wiping off the brush as much as I can. And then I'll go around the edge of the color so we don't leave behind a harsh line. We really want to blend it out. And you can tilt your head back so you get right in that crease line and stay the course, okay? We're staying right below that crease. Okay, I'm pulling back a little bit and I'm grabbing a smaller blending brush. This is a D220 from Cosette. It's a very small pointed pencil brush. Not like a pencil brush, but a pointed crease brush. And I'm really trying to define and blend out this crease line. I'm making sure that orange is creating that gradient up towards the yellow. And I'm making sure everything is even in that crease because we are going to cut the crease a little bit. And I want to make sure that the shape that we want is there without too much skipping or gaps. So I'm making sure that the color is seamless. Now let's grab this deep red here, which is, it's intense. So I'm grabbing this right on the J5523 again. Kind of doing the same thing we did with the orange, but we're using this as the deep shade now. And we're just blending it in right on that outer V. And it's not picking up as intensely as I originally anticipated it to do. So that's a good thing. So I can slowly build it up. So I'm just applying a bit of color and then blending it out just a little bit, nothing too crazy. All right, so it's not picking up as intensely as I wanted it to. So I'm gonna go in with an eyeshadow brush. This is from Sonia Kashuk. And really press it now on that outer lid, outer V. So you see now it will pick up. The blending brushes can be a little bit too light and they won't deposit the color that you want. So sometimes you go in with a dense, stiffer brush to really pack on the shade. And when things don't pick up for me as much as I need it to, I'll just go in with a little bit of my primer. An eyeshadow primer helps color to pick up. So I'll just apply a little bit more of that Urban Decay primer. And now I'll go back in with the color and apply it directly over the sticky primer. So you see now it will really show up. So we were packing on a matte shade over other matte shades that we already had down. So it wasn't really giving us the payoff that we needed. So you can always go back again, apply a little primer to get it to really show up. Now this looks a little bit messy, but we'll clean that up. Don't worry about that right now. All right, now that we have the color down, I'm gonna go back in with that Hakuhodo blending brush and just go around the edges very slightly. Now I kind of want to do a little purple too, so I'm going to grab the purple from the Zulu palette, and we're grabbing it on the Eddie Funkhouser brush, and we're just going to lightly tap it over the red, and it's just going to give it a little bit of a purple look. Oh, this purple is pretty, and it picks up really well. Again, I don't want an intense purple, I just want it to show off a little bit on that red as well. This looks a hot mess. So we're gonna do some cleaning up. I got a charcoal swab from Sephora and my Bioderma, and I'm just gonna go along the sides of the eyeshadow. I'm not going too far up because I still want it to be a little blown out, and I'm not creating too sharp of a line. I'm just cleaning up where just too much got away from us. Now I think that's pretty good, so I'm just gonna dab a little bit of the red on the inner tear duct. I'm using my Eddie Funkhouser small crease brush for this, just to get right into that inner tear duct. We don't have to get this too intense like the outer lid. We just want to show that the red is there and it ties the entire look together. Now let's go ahead and cut the crease. I'm gonna grab this shimmery kind of iridescent white gold shade, and I'm gonna dampen my brush with a little bit of my Smashbox primer water, and I'm creating a little bit of a cream eyeshadow on my Anastasia Beverly Hills number 18 concealer brush, and we're gonna use this brush to create a center cut crease. So we're not doing this on the outer lid, we're just doing this on the center of the lid, and I'll bring it just in the middle. Now this isn't as crisp as I want it, so I think I actually need a cream product. So I'm grabbing this product from Becca. It is their under eye brightening corrector, and I don't use it as a corrector because it just doesn't work out for me that way. So I can use it as an eyeshadow base, or like in this case, help me cut my crease really sharply. So I'm just creating, like I said, that half moon cut crease right in the middle of the lid, and then I'll use a little bit of the product just to blend out the center because we don't want it to look too stark. We do want it to fade into the other colors. After all, we worked hard on those colors, right? And now I'll go back in with the shimmer shade. Ooh, I just picked that up on my Rite Aid synthetic brush, and whoa, that is what we call shimmer. And it's really beautiful because it's like a white gold. So it has a white base, but it still shows that shimmery yellow gold to it. It's really beautiful. Oh my god. Oh my god. I literally have red eyeshadow all over my nose right now. I am not available. Now we can go in and just buff around the edges of that color so it looks like a little bit of a burst of sunset just shimmering through. That is pretty. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the red and the purple just to go over the edges so it blends. Like there's a fade and not just, hey, here's some shimmer in the center. Now that is really pretty, but I'm stepping back and I feel like I need a little bit more of the yellow. So I'm just grabbing some on the large crease brush from Eddie Funkhouser and going around the edge of the color. So we already have all our colors down, we have our shape, and I'm just refining the cut crease and the blend. I feel like my highlight should be my bareMinerals Clear Radiance. It's just so pretty with pink looks, so I'm just popping it right under the brow. I mean, this is more of a red sunset look, but the pink in this shade will just bring everything together and make it nice and pretty. So I'm just popping that under my brow with a MAC 252 and blending it out. Now for my foundation, I'm going to go in with a pretty full coverage foundation or medium buildable. This is the Stila Stay All Day Foundation. It's in the shade 10. And I'm just going to buff that all over my skin using my Marc Jacobs The Face 3 brush. This is a really nice foundation and the shade match is pretty decent as well. So I'm just buffing that over my skin. I do like the finish. It's a little bit heavy, so I don't use it for every day. Now for my concealer, I'm using this from NARS. It's the Medium Dark 2 Caramel shade. It's their Soft Matte Complete Concealer. And I am applying this using my Smashbox Cream Cheek brush. This is meant to apply cream cheek products, but I actually prefer it for concealer. It's really soft, so it feels really comfortable under the eyes. So I really like this brush for that purpose. Now I feel like I want to do a wing, but I really don't want to mess up my eyeshadow. So I'm going to try it out. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to use Wing Woman from Latte London. I'm just going to apply a half wing. So I'm kind of starting the wing on the center of my eye and then creating a very fine flick. I'm not trying to do anything too crazy because like I said, I don't want to mess up this eyeshadow look at all. So I'm very cautiously going in to apply this winged eyeliner. Wish me luck. And this is why I didn't want to do eyeliner, because now this one is thicker than this one and now I have to match them up. You see? Now I'm gonna fail. Okay, I didn't fail. It's okay. It turned out okay. Ooh, hello. We're gonna go ahead and apply some mascara. I'm using the Maybelline Lash Sensational Full Fan Effect Mascara. I like this mascara as a drugstore mascara. It's actually pretty nice. What I love about this mascara is the brush. It has this winged shape that allows you to get right up against your lash line, and it really hugs the roots of your lashes and really allows you to coat them to their fullest. So I really like this mascara. And then for my lashes, I'm using these from Lady Lashes. These are the Style Queen. They're a big full lash. They're really beautiful. So we're gonna intensify this look a little bit because I think we need a big lash for this look. Now let's go ahead and pinch those lashes together with my natural lashes. I am just using my Shu Uemura S Curler for this. Now let's go ahead and work on the lower lash line, and without question I'm going in with this beautiful ocean blue. This is the Saharan 2 palette. I'm using the MAC 242 for this, and I dampened my brush just a little bit so that this color didn't get everywhere. Oh my god, look how pretty that is. And I'm applying it all the way on that lower lash line. That is gorgeous. You guys probably know by now that I'm a sucker for a blue on the lower lash line. It's like every look that I have a pop of color, it's a blue. And this blue is stunning. Look at, whoa. Then I'm going in with this shade here. This is a very light, it's an iridescent aqua blue. This is the same brush and we're just going to pop that on the inner lower lash line. Oh my god, that's stunning. Stunning. And of course, go ahead and blend out the edges. We use these damps, so I don't want it to leave behind any harshness. So I'm just lightly buffing around the edge of the color with a clean Hakuhodo J5523 blending brush. Again, a very soft brush, so it's nice to use on the lower lash line. Now, honestly, truly, you don't need this step, but I love this. Okay, I can't open it. This palette is so, okay, there we go. Got the sweet spot. I am going to use this shimmery shade right here. This is the shade Milky Way from the Fenty Beauty Galaxy palette. I love this shade on a pencil brush. And we're just gonna pop that on the inner tear duct area. I just really love this color and I used it in one video and I can't help myself right now. I have to use it again. It's so pretty. It like gives the perfect amount of shimmer that I need without being too stark or overwhelming on my skin tone, and I've just been loving it. Isn't that pretty? All right, it mixed in with a little bit of the red and it gives a little pink. Ooh, that's pretty, right? Right? Now I'm gonna go ahead and of course apply my lower lash mascara, and you guys know by now it's my MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash Mascara because It's perfect for the lower lash line. And then I'm going to also apply some lower waterline liner, and I think I'm just gonna go with a pitch black liner. This is from Tarte. It's just my skinny smolder eyes in the shade Onyx. It's just a really rich black, and I just apply that to my waterline. That's gonna help our lashes and our lash line to stand out against the bright bold color that we put down before. Now I'm gonna pull back and work on the face, and I'm gonna set my foundation in place. Of course, I'm using my Urban Decay Naked Skin Ultra Definition Powder Foundation. The shade that I use is Medium Dark Golden, and I'm just gonna press that into my skin using my Tarte Powder Player Brush. I need to set this foundation in place. It feels a little sticky, a little moist, and that moisturizer is definitely not helping. So we're gonna go ahead and really set everything in place. Now we're gonna go ahead and work on the cheeks. I am grabbing the Juvia's Place Saharan Blush Volume 2 palette. This has 6 shades in it, and this is the lighter of the 2 blush palettes that they have. The shade I am using on my cheeks is Tau. This is a corally blush. The thing is, it's a little pigmented, so it looks a little bit more intense on the cheeks than you expect it to. And I'm just popping that on using my T4 brush from Chikuhodo, and I'm just blending that out. And then to highlight, I'm actually going to take another shade from the palette. It's Zoba. This one is a shimmery pinky peach. It's really beautiful. It has a golden reflect to it, and I'm popping that on the high points of my cheeks using my 4SS brush from Inglot. This is a beautiful color, and you wouldn't think to necessarily use it as a highlight. It would probably work as a blush topper, but it actually is a beautiful, just very subtle highlight on my cheeks. And then I'm going to do something a little bit questionable. I'm grabbing the shade Yara on a large brush from Sonia Kashif, and I'm applying that to my temples. This is going to act as a bronzer shade. This shade is a little bit warm. It's a little bit orange. It's a little bit terracotta. But I said, hey, this can work as a bronzer because it's a warmer tone. And I also pull that down as a contour. Now, I'm not really doing a severe contour. I'm just doing a little bit of shape into my face. And this color actually works pretty well. For the lips, I was actually stuck between a neutral tone and a bright, bold shade. So I decided to do both because why not? The very first shade I'm going to apply is the shade Latte. This is from Colored Raine Cosmetics. This guy is a beautiful nudie shade on my skin tone. It has a little touch of pink to it. It's really beautiful. It's a really subtle shade. It dries down beautifully. It's just a really beautiful, beautiful neutral color. I really like it on my skin tone. And if I'm trying to play up the eyes, then this would be the color that I would go with because it is just a subtle color. I also wanted to try the deeper lip with this, so I'm grabbing another color from Colored Raine. This is Roulette. This is a deep, a berry purple, I would say. I would call it berry purple. I'm going to just apply that all over my lips. I'm not trying to be too perfect with this because I really just want to see what the shade looks like. And I applied a couple of layers, and I think you do need to shake these up because this was getting a little bit too watery. And I know I'm applying it over another liquid lipstick, so, you know, that's messing with it too. But it's a beautiful color. And it actually looks really beautiful with this eye look. It's a little intense, so if you were going for, you know, bold, go big or go home, then this would be a beautiful color to pair with it. Like a deep purple lip or a deep cranberry red lip would work with this eyeshadow look. And I really like how this looks as well. But since I don't want to be too overwhelming, too crazy with the lips, I'm leaving it. I'm switching back to the neutral color, which is Latte. And since we are celebrating our black women in this video, I'm going to go ahead and apply a little bit of my Rihanna Fenty lip gloss. This is the shade, what you call it? Oh, what you call it, Rihanna? Fenty Glow. Just on the center of the lips. And I love this color as a topper for any lip color, but it works really well for nudes. So it gives a little bit of juiciness to the lips. So here you have it, guys. This is the completed look. I love it. I love it. I can't with myself. Had a little trouble with the red, you know, because we did too much on the outer V before we applied the red. But overall, once we got all the colors situated, I really love how this turned out. Now, if you don't layer the colors as much, they're going to pick up a lot brighter. So if I hadn't gone in with that deeper orange, the red would have picked up right away. I know this because I've actually tried this look out before, and I've actually, you know, when you come home from work and you're just like, you know what, I want to play in makeup, that's what I did. And I did try this palette out before, so I had an idea of how these products apply, and I am in love with the color on the center of the lid. It's such an unassuming shade. Like, you see it and you're like, yeah, that's pretty, that's gonna be nice, and then bam, it's like this beautiful shimmery gold. I'm actually gonna try that as an all over lid shade with like a dark brown. I cannot right now. I cannot with myself. And I love the inner tear duct. I just love that that Galaxy shadow from Rihanna. It's not enough to buy the whole palette, but since I have the palette, I'm just gonna utilize it because it's $59. Excuse me. So I'm gonna make use out of it. And I love the lashes as well. They're really beautiful. Overall, I just love this look. I really had fun creating it, and I had fun playing with color. So hopefully you guys also enjoyed, you know, creating this look with me and putting some of these products to the test so you can see them in action. See if there's something you might be interested in trying out yourself. As usual, I'm going to leave a full list of the products used and mentioned in this video down in the description box right below this video. Click more information, you will see all the products. I will also leave links on where you can pick them up. Most of those links happen to be affiliate links that I generated through Sephora or Ulta, which is how you know it's an affiliate link. Otherwise, it's just a straight link to the website, like for the Juvia's Place website or Colored Raine. I do not have affiliate codes with any of those brands, but there are tons of affiliate codes out there that you can use to support whoever you choose to. That's up to you, but definitely try to use a code because you do save a couple of dollars off. Even if you just end up saving a couple of dollars off of shipping, it truly helps. And I really enjoyed these products, so I do highly recommend Juvia's Place, especially for darker skin women. I feel like the colors are so pigmented and vibrant that they will definitely work on darker skin tone. Some of them you want to use them with some fixing spray, a little bit of primer water to help them to really stand out on the lid, but other than that, I really love it. So thank you guys so much for watching. As usual, I'll leave a link to my Instagram and Twitter page where you should be following me along. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, and if you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And at the end of this video, I will leave a couple of other videos that you might be interested in checking out. So yeah, until my next video, which will be very soon, I'll talk to you. Bye guys.